Hello and welcome back to another recorder lesson. Are you ready for another story? A story to help us remember the names of the music notes and where they are found on Queen Georgine, that is the treble clefs, 5 long lines and spaces.
Oh yes, I am always ready. Another story? I always enjoy a good story.
Well, let's see if the bird stories from the previous lessons have helped you to remember.
I can definitely remember. One story was about Billa the blackbird, who lays her eggs in the nest which she has built on the middle branch of a capital B-shaped bramble bush. And this middle branch happens to be on the middle line of Queen Georgine's 5 lines. So, the music note found on the middle line, which is also the 3rd line from the bottom and the 3rd line from the top, is called B. Sure, that was a mouthful, Miss Piggy, with a lot of middles in it. And in the space just below the middle B line sits Albertina the albatross on her nest. Her nest is high enough on the sand dunes to be safe from the sea waves. It is just above Queen Georgine's hand, which shows us where the G line is. So, the note A is in the space just below the B line and just above the G line, which is the 2nd space from the bottom.
Today, I would like to tell you a bird story for the G line, even though you are already familiar with its name. We have had birds and eggs for all the other lines and spaces, so I thought a bird and egg story for the G line needs to be told. And because it is Queen Georgine's line, it needs to be a special bird with a special egg. Have you heard the story of the goose that laid the golden eggs?
A golden egg? That would definitely be fit for a queen. Doesn't that story have a sad and sorry ending?
Yes, Casper. I found 2 stories though. The one has an unhappy ending and the other has a "and they lived happily ever after" ending. Shall I start with the one with the unhappy ending so that we can end on a happy note?
Yes, please.
The first story is the very well-known story about the poor farmer who owned a very special goose. Every day when he visited her nest, the goose had laid a beautiful, glittering golden egg. The farmer took the eggs to market and sold them, and soon he began to get rich. But it was not long before he grew impatient with the goose, because she gave him only 1 single golden egg a day. He was not getting rich fast enough. One day, after he had finished counting his money, the idea came to him that he could get all the golden eggs at once by killing the goose and cutting it open. But when he cut her open, there were no eggs inside, and his precious goose was dead. I know a song that fits the story. It goes like this. Go and tell Aunt Rhody, go and tell Aunt think that that is a very fitting song, so I have included it in a link below. This song has most of the notes that we have learnt already. It has the G, the A, the B, the C, and the high D. And this is how it sounds on the recorder. The other story is an old cartoon movie that I found on YouTube. It is called Felix the Cat and the Goose That Laid the Golden Eggs. In this story, a goose called Goldie lives with Felix the cat. She lays the golden eggs and Felix puts the eggs into a grinding machine and churns out golden coins. These he hands out in equal portions to people who need money, which is about everyone in town. When Captain Kidd, the greedy pirate, finds out about the goose, he steals Goldie and takes her away in his ship. Felix goes after him, saves the goose that lays the golden eggs, and brings her back to town, where they continue to share the gold with everyone. So, in this story, everyone gets to live happily ever after, except Captain Kidd, the greedy pirate, and his crew, of course. And if you want to see all the excitement and fun, go and watch this movie on YouTube.
So, if we are greedy, no one wins. And if we share, nearly everyone wins. The cat was definitely wiser than the farmer. But what does this story have to do with Queen Georgine's G-line?
Ah, yes, the story isn't finished yet. You may or you may not know that when a king or queen is crowned ruler over their country, they are handed a scepter, which is like a staff, and an orb. Here you can see a picture of Queen Elizabeth with her scepter and orb when she was crowned the Queen of the United Kingdom. They are symbols of her authority to rule over her kingdom. The orb looks like a round ball that has a cross above it and represents Christ's dominion over the world, as the Queen is God's representative on earth, or in her case, of the United Kingdom. Now the goose that lays the golden eggs noticed that Queen Georgine is not holding such an orb in her hand, even though she is the ruler over all the higher notes. So she asked Felix the cat if she could go and visit the Queen of Noteland. Felix the cat asked around town how he could get the goose to Noteland. While he was resting his feet and having some lunch at a pub after the long walk around town, he found out that Peter the pilot could take them there. He sent Peter the pilot a message, and soon the three of them were on their way to Noteland. Since Peter had met the Queen before, he was able to arrange a meeting. The goose fluttered up to Queen Georgine's hand, the one that shows us the G line, and laid a golden egg into it. When the other music notes saw the golden egg in their queen's hand, they cheered and clapped. What a brilliant idea! A golden egg to show everyone where G or G is on the music staff. The golden egg even glowed golden in the dark, so that all the notes could always find their place on the music staff. The Queen thanked the goose that lays the golden eggs and ordered a grand piece of music. A symphony in G should be composed and performed in the goose's and Felix the cat's honor. What followed was a wonderful concert and celebrations that the goose and Felix will remember for the rest of their lives. It is a pity that we missed it.
Oh, yes, I agree. What a pity that we weren't there. But what a great story to help us remember where the note G is on the staff of the treble clef. G or G for Goldie, the goose who laid the golden egg into Queen Georgine's hand on the G line. So we have B for Bella the blackbird on the middle line, A for Albertina the albatross in the space below the middle line, and G for the golden egg laid by Goldie the goose on the second line from the bottom.
Yes! Will that help you to remember where B, A and G are on the music staff? Will you now be able to read and play the notes B, A and G in a song, like this one over here? I have left out the name of the song so that you have to play it to hear which song it is. When you know which song it is, you can write its name at the top on the empty line. So that is your challenge for this week. I have included a link for the nameless song as well as the song Go Tell Aunt Rhody in a link below this video. I have also included a link to the old movie of Felix the cat and the goose that laid the golden egg. Go and have a look at it. Have fun with the challenges for this week. See you next lesson.